What up? So today I want to talk about something very interesting. Something we all got to face one day. So today I want to talk about why death is inconceivable. Hard to fathom, right? Okay, so I'm going to get straight into it. So, our whole life we end up being faced with this challenge when we find out about it, that eventually we're all going to die. And you go, wow, without even finding out about it. And then when you do find out about it, I can't really say what age. Sometimes you kind of figure it out before 10. You figure it out definitely before like 12. But sometimes you go through a depression for a little while because it's just like, what? That has to happen to me. It has to happen to everybody eventually. That has happened already to people that I already know. Been happening, and it's something that we have to deal with, right? So it's tough. It's really hard to just mentally grasp your mind around. And it makes you wonder, like, why is it so hard to conceive that concept, right? And it's very interesting. Nobody wants to accept that it'll just be done forever, right? But, the real thing is it's not done forever. Never. You just more like you transform into another place of energy. That's it. You're not done forever. That's why it's hard for us to conceive that thought, because that's not what it is. And I know there's different things about how people think about death and everything, but I've been doing research on this stuff for like a few years, and I have a close family member who had a near-death experience, and I believe him everything he said about what he experienced, which that's going to be another video. It was my uncle, and my uncle, he's not here anymore. He passed away 2 years ago, RIP, or I would have him telling the story. But he hasn't been here for 2 years, so I'm going to make sure I tell his story, and I'm going to keep it going because he has a very interesting story about his near-death experience, and it really answered my questions on death and what this life was really about. So, but back to what I was originally talking about, why death is so inconceivable, right? So I seen this video the other day. It was like a little short, and it was this man who had a near-death experience. He had it like 4 or 5 times. Not sure if he's telling the truth or not, but like I said, I know somebody personally who had a near-death experience, so I know the concept about what that's about. But this is what the guy did say. The guy said, having my near-death experiences has taught me that to even accept or fathom death, or to think that you will ever die, is basically a psychotic thought. Which is very interesting, because death is an unconceivable concept. Very hard to wrap your mind around. Very, very hard. So it put a light switch in my head, like that is like a psychotic thought. And I know this is what society teaches you, that you're going to die and it's over. And you go your whole life just very hard to accept it. And I think when you get older, people eventually, when they're older, they kind of accept it because your body wears down on you and your body's not the way it used to be. So sometimes I think a lot of older people wish they just feel like, I'm better off not in this existence. They probably don't exactly accept death, but it's like, I'm better off not in this existence because I have too much pain. My body's not like the way it used to be. I can't move around the way I used to. Stuff like that. So as life beats you up, they learn to not accept death, but you just learn to just face whatever's about to happen to you, because you don't even really got the energy to really fight it off anymore, even though it is a hard concept to fathom. And actually, it's very interesting being around somebody who has aged to the point where they're about to die. It's like different phases that they go into. It's like they literally start fading away from this place, even though they might still be here, but their mind is not mentally wrapped around this frequency anymore. It's like they start seeing family members that passed away. They start, like, you could tell their mind just starts going somewhere else. And I know this because my family has did home health care for years, and they dealt with patients who came and passed. And it's just a very interesting concept, the concept of death when people die of old age. So yeah, but death is very hard to conceive that. It's very hard to conceive that thought. But like he said, you know, for you to even accept that you will die one day, which is not just die or pass, not just pass over, but just accept that it'll just all be over and it's just, that's it. That's a psychotic thought, which I 1000% believe it's a psychotic thought, because we live forever. Our energy lives forever. And when my uncle had his near-death experience, one thing that he told me about, which, like I said, I'll make another video on the specifics about it, but what he said was, he said, when I died, he said, I was still me. Like, basically, because he ran under a semi-truck, and here he was declared dead. So he had an out-of-body experience where he seen them working on his body and stuff like that. And he said that he was dead. He knew he was dead, because when you know you're dead. And he said that all I remember, because his name is Ricky, he said, all I remember is saying to myself when I was in that state, like, Ricky, this is still you. You're still here. You're still here. And, you know, and this is another reason why you just got to love yourself and accept yourself, because you're going to be you forever, even when you're not existing here. And me and him, we would have conversations about this for hours on the phone about this. And yeah, you basically, it seemed like, from what I got from everything, is like death is pretty much like you are going to continue to exist without your body, which I know that's probably very hard to fathom, but I'm sure it's easier to accept the fact that your energy is going to keep going forever, because energy never dies. It just transforms into another state. It never dies. So you will never die. I will never die. We will be us forever. You are just going to be you without your body. That's it. Maybe you're going into another body. Maybe you'll stay, what do the Catholics call it? Maybe in a purgatory state for whatever. But, you know, this is why it's important to do your shadow work here, and it's important to spiritually grow yourself, so that you can make sure that when you do die, you go to the right place, that the universe is able to sort you out to the right spot of where you're supposed to be, without any technicalities, or staying in some type of purgatory state, or anything. It's very important. So, yeah. But that's why it's hard for you and me and everybody in the world to conceive the thought of death, of just never existing ever, because it's not real. And that's why your brain can't accept it, because it's not real. You are going to be, your energy exists forever. You just exist without your body. And know that you cannot fathom that right now, but I'm going to tell you one thing that's close to existing without your body, right? When you go to sleep. When you go to sleep and you are having dreams, or you are astral projecting, you are existing without your body. So that, I would say, is the closest right now that we can get to existing without your body. But your energy is going to keep going, and it's not so bad going to be able to exist without your body. Because remember, sometimes, look at old people, they get to the point where they just want to exist without their body, because your body has so much pain in it. Because a lot of people go through near-death experiences, and they don't, as soon as their energy leaves their body, they feel free, they feel painless, they have no worry. But the minute they come back to their body, they come back to their avatar, they start feeling all their pain again. They start feeling all the suffering that you go through when you're here on earth. So, because your body, your original existence of your body, it has no pain. There's nothing wrong with it. You are perfect. It's being here in the matrix, dealing what you deal with here, which is why what causes you pain. Living under the rules of the Matrix. Living in this avatar that has to go by the rules of the Matrix. So, yes, existing without your body is basically what death is. So it's basically your energy transforming into another state. What state is that? We don't know. We don't know what it is. Because when you're in that near-death experience, there's a lot of people that say there is a point in their near-death experience where they have to pass through maybe a bright light, or they have to go through a certain gate or something like that, and they don't know what it is and where it's going to lead them. But what they do know, because my uncle told me this, that he was faced to pass through somewhere. And he said, I didn't know what it was. He said, but what I did know for sure was if I went through there, I knew for sure that was no return. I would never come back to my body. So when you pass through that, that's when, when you go through the next phase, which we don't know what that is. So, very, very interesting concept. So, that's why death is an inconceivable concept, because like I said, it's not real. It's something that was made up by somebody who wants you to live your whole life in fear, because it paralyzes you to live your life stuck. Life is going to keep going forever. And once we fathom that and we can accept that life will keep going, we will take more risks. We will take more chances. Of course, we will keep ourselves safe, but we'll feel more comfortable doing that. Death is a scare tactic to make you feel like you just have to stay stuck right here in the life that you live in, and you don't really, you're not taking risks. You're not being brave. You're not it's to keep you in a box. When you look at the ancient pharaohs in Egypt, when you look at these beings from before we came, they lived their whole life preparing for death. They lived their whole life preparing for this grand time that was going to happen, because they knew that it wasn't over. This is the moment. This is the big moment of transformation. So it's no different for us. It's just with the people who have made the rules of this time, who make up the education system, they want you to believe that that's what's going to happen. You're just going to be done forever. So that what causes you to live your whole life, all your decisions in fear. It affects all your decision making. It affects everything. So, yeah, don't fear it. Don't fear it, because you will never die. We're never going to die. Risk it. Life is going to keep going forever, no matter what. So that's pretty much what I did want to say. I'm pulling up to the gym right now, so I'm about to get it in. Depending on how everything goes, I might shoot another one. I might shoot another video after I get out the gym. But we will see how it goes. But yeah, life is going to keep going no matter what. So death is another program. The thought of how they have us thinking about death is just another program. I got a sneeze coming. But somebody say banana. I know my banana's super beat up, right? This is the last day on it. I'm about to eat it, though. I don't want to throw it away. But anyways, yeah, so death is another program to just mess with your mind. So we can't let that do that. We got to know when we being messed with, okay? Let me put this banana down. We got to know when we're being messed with. Death is another program to affect the way you make your decisions, the way you live your life. And somebody's just taking my parking right now, but it's all good because I'm about to park. I got my aunt another parking space. So, yes, Let's not do that, okay? I just seen something really quick, y'all. It got me paused. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. I'm about to go. So yeah, let's just be happy, okay? Peace.